Hey, what's up guys, markdaveeagramon from Alpha STEM 11-2, and boy, thanks so much for being here today we're gonna do something for us to learn. And yes, I'm going to teach you on how to use some mathematical theorem, and that is binomial theorem or binomial expansion. So ano nga ba ang binomial expansion? Ito lang naman ay yung pag-expand ng given binomial expression. Paano nga ba? So let's start, shall we? Binomial theorem or binomial expansion. The binomial theorem describes the algebraic expansion of powers of a binomial. As a refreshment, now let's expand the quantity x plus y squared. And we can do this by using a FOIL method. Expand the terms, multiply the terms, and add them all. And we can get an answer which is x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. I know we all know on how to do this, and we learned it during our junior high school. Now let's expand another one, a plus b to the power of 4. This means that we multiply itself in 4 times. So we will have a plus b times a plus b times a plus b times a plus b. And yung product ng dalawang naunang a plus b ay i-multiply natin sa product ng dalawang kasunod. Then combine the same terms, we will get an answer of a raised to 4 plus 4a raised to 3b plus 6a raised to 2b raised to 2 plus 4ab raised to 3 plus b raised to 4. So, paano naman kung yung given binomial ay kailangan nating i-raise sa 5 or more than that? Just like on this given that has a raise of 5. At kung i-expand natin ito, ay mas matatagalan tayo. It will take a lot of time to expand it. At ngayon, kailangan na natin gumamit ng ibang paraan para mapabilis ang pag-expand kay binomial na may malalaking exponent. At ito na nga ang tinatawag na binomial expansion using binomial theorem formula. So ano nga ba ang binomial theorem? Like what I said, ito lang naman ay ang pag-expand ng given binomial using this formula. A plus b raised to the power of n. We can expand it by using the summation of k is equals to 0 up to n of n chooses k times a to the n minus k times b to the k, where n chooses k is a combination nck is equals to the n factorial divided by n minus k factorial times k factorial. To know kung paano sila gamitin, solve natin si 3m plus 2n raised to 5. By using this formula a plus b raised to the power of n, we can expand it by using the summation of k is equals to 0 up to n of n chooses k times a to the n minus k times b to the k. As a substitution, it will become a plus b raised to the power of 5. We can expand it by using the summation of k is equals to 0 up to 5 of 5 chooses k times a to the 5 minus k times b to the k. Kung saan, yung exponent ay sinubstitute natin sa n, which is yung n ay pinalitan na natin ng 5. At yung k naman, like what I said before, ay equals to 0 up to n, which means from 0 to the number of exponent. Like here, 5 chooses 0 times a to the 5th minus 0 power times b to the 0 power. Then add the next until you reach the number of exponent, which is 5. Like 5 chooses 1 times a to the 5th minus 1 power times b to the 1 power plus 5 chooses 2 a raised to 5 minus 2 times b raised to 2 plus 5 chooses 3 times a raised to 5 minus 3 times b raised to 3 plus 5 chooses 4 times a raised to 5 minus 4 times b raised to 4 plus 5 chooses 5 times a raised to 5 minus 5 times b raised to 5. Then dito, gamitin muna natin si a plus b raised to n kasi kung i-substitute rin natin agad, malilito lang tayo. Kaya instead of 5 chooses 0 times 3m raised to 5 minus 0 times 2n raised to 0, magiging ganito lang muna. At mamaya na natin i-substitute kung nakuha na natin yung value ng bawat combinations. Then after that, check the exponent if there is something need to subtract. And we subtract it like 5 minus 0 is equals to 5, 5 minus 1 is equals to 4, 5 minus 2 is equals to 3, 5 minus 3 is equals to 2, 5 minus 4 is equals to 1, and 5 minus 5 is equals to 0. And the other exponent is just copy. After that, check ulit sa exponent kung meron tayong i-cancel out. Like b raised to 0 and b raised to 1 kasi kapag b raised to 0, any number or variable that raises to 0 is equals to 1. So, alam naman natin na yung 1 ay hindi na sinusulat kapag may katabi siyang variables. At yung b raised to 1 naman, or any variable raised to 1 is equals to variable. And it's going to be like this. 5 chooses 0 times a raised to 5 plus 5 chooses 1 times a raised to 4 times b plus 5 chooses 2 times a raised to 3 times b raised to 2 plus 5 chooses 3 times a raised to 2 times b raised to 3 plus 5 chooses 4 times a times b raised to 4 plus 5 chooses 5 times b raised to 5. And here we need to figure out what is the value of 5 chooses 0, 5 chooses 1, 5 chooses 2, 5 chooses 3, 5 chooses 4, and 5 chooses 5. To figure it out, we apply this formula. nck is equals to n factorial divided by n minus k factorial times k factorial. Substitute lang yung value ng n which is yung nasa taas and yung value ng k which is on the lower side. So 5 factorial divided by 5 minus 0 factorial times 0 factorial is equals to 1. So it will become 1 times a raised to 5. Next is 5 factorial divided by 5 minus 1 factorial times 1 factorial is equals to 5. And it will become 5a raised to 4b. Just copy the variables together with the exponent of a variables. And next is 5 factorial divided by 5 minus 2 factorial times 2 factorial is equals to 10. And the next is 5 factorial divided by 5 minus 3 factorial times 3 factorial is equals to 10. And copy the variable. Next is 5 factorial divided by 5 minus 4 factorial times 4 factorial is equals to 5. So copy again the variables. And the last is 5 factorial divided by 5 minus 5 factorial times 5 factorial. So it is equals to 1. And here is the value of 5 chooses 0, 5 chooses 1, 5 chooses 2, 5 chooses 3, 5 chooses 4, and 5 chooses 5. But it's not yet the final expansion of 3m plus 2 raised to 5. It's just only a value of a combination. At dahil nakuha na natin ang combination nila, it's time now to substitute the value of a and b, which is yung value ng a ay 3m and yung value ng b ay 2n. So substitute yung a raised to 5 ay magiging 3m raised to 5 plus 5 times 3m raised to 4 times 2n plus 10 times 3m raised to 3 times 2n raised to 2 plus 10 times 3m raised to 2 times 2n raised to 3 plus 5 times 3m times 2n raised to 4 plus 2n raised to 5. Sinubstitute na natin dito yung value ng a and b, and get the exponents of each terms. The 3m raised to 5 will become 243m raised to 5, and plus the 3m raised to 4 will become 81m raised to 4, and copy the 5 and 2n to the both side of 81m raised to 4, plus copy the 10 times cube of 3m, which is 27m cube, times the square of 2n, which is 4n, plus copy the 10 times the square of 3m, which is 9m squared, times the cube of 2n, which is 8n cube, plus copy the 5, copy the 3m, then get the fourth power of 2n, which is 16n raised to 4, plus the fifth power of 2n, which is 32n raised to 5. And lastly, get the product ng mga magkakasama. Copy that 243m raised to 5, plus multiply this 5 times 81 times 2, and it is equals to 810. Copy the m raised to 4 and n, plus multiply 10 times 27 times 4, it will become 1080. Copy the m cube and copy the n squared, plus 10 times 9 times 8, it will become 720. Copy the m squared and n cube, plus 5 times 3 times 16 is 240. Copy the m and copy the n raised to 4, plus copy the 32n raised to 5. And now we will get the expansion of binomial quantity 3m plus 2n raised to 5, which is 243m raised to 5 plus 810m raised to 4n plus 1080m raised to 3n squared plus 720m squared n cubed plus 240mn raised to 4 plus 32n raised to 5. So now, it's your turn. Expand 3x plus 2y raised to 7. Pause this video, and once you are done, go back here for you to check your work. So now, let's check. Use this formula. Substitute the value of n, which is 7. Then k is equals to 0 up to 7, which is the value of n. After that, check the exponent kung may kailangan bang i-subtract at i-cancelled out. Then get the value of a combination. Using this formula, it will become like this and this. It's time now to substitute. Then get the exponent. After that, get the product. And this is the expansion of a binomial 3x plus 2y raised to 7. And that's it. And now we learned on how to use the binomial expansion. And if you want to learn the more easier way on how to get the binomial expansion, just comment down below. And always remember that mathematics is not all about numbers, equations, computations, or algorithms. It is all about understanding.